Mm-hmm. Cough, 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 cough. What a cacophony! Hello, dog. What you doing? Is it feet that you're chewing? But do, you're eating the poo. Yes, you got into the cat litter again. Later on, if you wanna, you can dress like Madonna. Put on some eyeshade and join in the parade. Walking around in women's underwear. Lacy things the wife is missing. Didn't ask for her permission. I'm wearing her clothes, her silk pantyhose. Walking around in women's underwear. Alright. Back to no longer in the correct point in time and space. Short a rogue. Now we've got to find stuff. What stuff? I don't know.
Maker's breath. Where did Alexius find this? How did he even move it here?
Can we open it?
Perhaps. But it looks quite strong. How desperate and paranoid must he be? His servants must have a way through. He has to eat. Let's look around.
Okay. I thought that was a ladder I could climb. Clearly I'm mistaken. Ah. At least in these dark and trying times, it's a comfort to know there's a loot that I can try and play with my feet. Loot-a-loot, 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 loot-loot, loot. Loot-a-loot, 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 loot-a-loot. Ow. Okay. Here we go. I think we found a place with stuff.
Take them by surprise. Watch the stairs! Doesn't look like the Elder One is interested in saving his followers.
Guess I just need to find groups of them. And they'll drop the red lyrium that I need. And that just seems to indicate that there's a ladder there. It doesn't really help me. Well, yep, there's a ladder, but there's nothing up the ladder. So I guess... or maybe a little further down, there's another door. Maybe? Maybe, baby, bo bo bo. Yeah, make breath time, lots of fun. Bo do do do.
Try to take out that enchanter quickly. Watch out! Block them from coming up the stairs!
Yes. We are the destroyers. Oh, there's the red lyrium shard. Loot, 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 loot. Another loot, a loot. A loot, a loot. No, Dorian has like 11 points to spend, and I haven't spent any of them on anything. I heard a sound, but I do not know what the sound means. Hater's Razor. That looks like way better than what I was using. I definitely need to get rid of some of these staves. I've got too many staves. Reinforced apprentice armor. Looks good with the hat, too. A wild begone appeared. Uh-oh. The Pokemans are showing up. Gotta catch 'em all.
What
Dun, dun, dun.
happened here?
Somebody had very questionable taste.
They haven't seen us. We could take them by surprise. May Andraste have mercy on your soul. No one else will.
Oh, yes. Do much more damage when everybody actually has abilities. Samite. Samite you. Bum ba dum bum. Bum ba dum. Bum ba dum bum. Bum ba dum bum 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 bum.
Make it take you!
Let's head back to the main hall. I think I know how we'll open that door.
Something to read. And another wall to kick in. Boom! Shakalaka boom. There's a whole lot going on in this room. Ah, I wonder if that was that one door that I couldn't open. Yeah, so like, there's no way that you'll have a team that doesn't have at least a rogue or a warrior. I mean, could you imagine just having a team of mages? There's not enough mages to have just mages. You only have 3 mages in your team right now. That would require you to be a mage as well.
How much damage did Alexius' spell do?
Rifts tore apart all of southern Thedas, starting here. But whether that's his doing or the breach, who can say?
Ooh. Masterwork Wave Blade. Probably should have drank the potions, then messed with the supplies. Oh well.
Look at what you've done, Alexius. All this suffering. And for what?
For my country, for my son. But it means nothing now. I knew you would appear again. Not that it would be now, but I knew I hadn't destroyed you. My final failure.
Was it worth it? Everything you did to the world, to yourself.
It doesn't matter now. All we can do is wait for the end.
It does matter. I will undo this.
How many times have I tried? The past cannot be undone. All that I fought for, all that I betrayed, and what have I wrought? Ruin and death, that is nothing else. The Elder One comes for me, for you, for us all. Felix.
That's Felix. Maker's breath, Alexius, what have you done?
He would have died, Dorian. I saved him. Please, don't hurt my son. I'll do anything you ask.
Leliana, let Felix go. He's innocent.
No one is innocent.
No. No!
I think we probably shouldn't have brought her.
Where are your assassins this time?
No, there's still something alive. Could you stop knocking me over? That's very It's rude.
Your death will be my apology!
really thought I should be able to, like...
Tell me again how you're gonna seal the breach! He wanted to die, didn't he? All those lies he told himself, the justifications. He lost Felix long ago. Didn't even notice. Oh, Alexius.
This Alexius was too far gone, but the Alexius in our time might still be reasoned with.
I suppose that's true. This is the same amulet he used before. I think it's the same one we made in Minrathous. That's a relief. Give me an hour to work out the spell he used, and I should be able to reopen the rift.
An hour? That's impossible. You must go now.
Nope. The cursor was hanging out.
The Eldor.
You cannot stay here. We'll hold the outer door. When they get past us, it'll be your turn.
We'll make this count.
The only way we live is if this day never comes. Cast your spell. You have as much time as I have hours.
I'm not gonna be like, there has to be another way. Like, no. This whole timeline's never going to have happened. They're never going to have walked out there to their deaths.
Though darkness closes, I am shielded by flame. Andraste, guide me. Maker, take me to your side.
You move, and we all die! You'll have to do better than that.
Put aside all claim to Redcliffe and we let you live.
You won. There is no point extending this charade. Felix.
It's going to be all right, Father.
You'll die.
Everyone dies.
Well, I'm glad that's over with. Or not.
Grand Enchanter, we'd like to discuss your abuse of our hospitality.
Your Majesties.
When we offered the Mage's Sanctuary, we did not give them the right to drive our people from their homes.
King Alistair, Queen Anora, I assure you, we never intended...
In light of your actions, good intentions are no longer enough.
You and your followers have worn out your welcome. Leave Ferelden, or we'll be forced to make you leave.
But we have hundreds who need protection. Where will we go?
The Inquisition might be willing to take in the mages.
And what are the terms of this arrangement?
Hopefully better than what Alexius gave you. The Inquisition is better than that, yes?
I suggest conscripting them. They've proven what they'll do given too much freedom.
They have lost all possible supporters. The Inquisition is their only remaining chance for freedom.
It seems we have little choice but to accept whatever you offer.
We would be honored to have you fight as allies at the Inquisition's side.
We'll discuss this later.
I'll pray that the rest of the Inquisition honors your promise then.
The breach threatens all of Thedas. We cannot afford to be divided now. We can't fight it without you. Any chance of success requires your full support.
It's a generous offer. I doubt you're going to get a better one from us.
We accept. It would be madness not to. I will gather my people and ready them for the journey to Haven. The breach will be closed. You will not regret giving us this chance.
Banana, Shabadoo, 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 do 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 do. I'm definitely thinking Rystar tomorrow. I have not played it in a long time. Bum ba dum bum, bum ba dum bum, bum ba dum bum 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 bum.
It's not a matter for debate. There will be abominations among the mages, and we must be prepared.
If we rescind the offer of an alliance, it makes the Inquisition appear incompetent at best, tyrannical at worst.
What were you thinking, turning mages loose with no oversight? The veil is torn open.
Give them their freedom for now. If they prove later they can't handle it, impose restrictions.
And how many lives will be lost if they fail? With the veil broken, the threat of possession. You were there, Seeker. Why didn't you intervene?
While I may not completely agree with the decision, I support it. The sole point of the Herald's mission was to gain the mage's aid, and that was accomplished.
The voice of pragmatism speaks. Here I was, just starting to enjoy the circular arguments.
Closing the breach is all that matters.
The longer the breach is open, the more damage it does. We should head there as soon as possible.
Agreed.
We should look into the things you saw in this dark future. The assassination of Empress Celine. A demon army.
Sounds like something a Tevinter cult might do. Orlais falls, the Imperium rises. Chaos for everyone. One battle at a time. It's going to take time to organize our troops and the mage recruits. Let's take this to the war room.
To the war room.
None of this means anything without your mark, after all.
Thank you. I'd be honored to help with the plan.
Meet us there when you're ready.
I'll skip the War Council, but I would like to see this breach up close, if you don't mind.
Then you're staying?
Oh, didn't I mention? The South is so charming and rustic. I adore it to little pieces.
There's no one I'd rather be stranded in time with, future or present.
Excellent choice. But let's not get stranded again anytime soon, yes? I'll begin preparations to march on the summit. Make you willing, the mages will be enough to
I do like Dorian. Meet in the war room when ready. I'm not even...
The Inquisition appreciates your assistance in this matter, Lady Corbin.
And my miners appreciate your business. You'll have your lyrium by the end of the week. I should tell you, Ambassador, the Chantry raised some fuss when they learned about our arrangement.
The Inquisition must certainly seem an audacious idea to the Grand Clerics. We hope to convince them it is a necessary one as well.
I understand you were instrumental in garnering the assistance of the rebel mages. It is well done. And I pray this Inquisition fares better than the Chantry in its handling of magic.
We will try.
In some ways, Andraste had the simpler task. Magic should serve man, and not rule over him. That tells us what should be, but it does not tell us how to get there. So many times the methods of men have undone the spirit of their goals. Once you have sealed the breach, we shall see whether this Inquisition is truer to the Chantry, or its own namesake.
Do you know who the Grand Clerics will choose as the next Divine?
It is a difficult decision. All the obvious candidates perished with Divine Justinia at the Conclave. The Grand Clerics are terrified of the Inquisition. They will not decide soon, and I fear they will not decide wisely. Whoever is chosen needs the Inquisition's support. No one else seems likely to seal the breach.
Farewell.
Until next time.
I'll take my leave. Good day.
Who is she, Ambassador?
A merchant. I thought we should reach out to the dwarves to secure lyrium for the Inquisition's mages. According to Lady Corbin, it raised the ire of the Chantry.
How?
Access to lyrium makes us rather more formidable than anticipated. We are becoming a challenge. Sadly, the remaining Grand Clerics appear to be consolidating the Chantry's power, instead of comforting the masses.
The Chantry should be a place of hope, not another group scrambling for answers.
That must be its strength again. The Chants did much to bridge nations. Little but the Chantry ties Orlais, Nevarra, Ferelden, Antiva, and even Rivain to a common cause.
Has the Chantry truly promoted such peace?
Andraste's chant is familiar across kingdoms, a source of many shared customs. That is the crucial point. Common ground is the start of all negotiations.
I suppose a shared faith can be useful when talking with strangers.
Precisely. And these similar interests are merely where we begin. We must learn to think beyond our own wants, to secure peace in Thedas.
How did someone so lovely and selfless go into Orlesian politics, Lady Montelier?
Well, that is, really, you give me too much credit. While you're here, I do have a question. The remaining Grand Clerics sent a missive inquiring about the events at the Temple of Sacred Ashes. They demand to know whether the Inquisition officially claims that Andraste saved you from the breach. If it were up to you, how would you reply?
I'd tell the Chantry I was saved by circumstance, not divine intervention.
Yet as rumors your Andraste's herald grow, the Grand Clerics may not believe such a humble reply. A difficult situation, and I thank you for your answer. A good day to you.
I'm like, I don't know. Don't ask me to interpret Thawmaker's will.
Do you need anything more? Hello, Mother? Can I help you with something?
Turn in some darkspawn teeth, apparently I had.
Any word?
Nothing yet.
As working with Redcliffe's mages, I'm surprised someone from Kirkwall would condone an arrangement with them, but it does put you in a position to aid us. Hasmul's circle sustained significant damage during the uprising. Rather than follow the Lord's Seeker, many of our Templars elected to remain and deal with the aftermath. but our resources limit. Furthermore, we have loyalist mages with us. Most people would happily throw them to the wolves, even though they had nothing to do with the rebellion. And it stands I fear we may fail in our duty to protect them. I trust you sympathize with our predicament. I humbly request our judges be transferred to the Inquisition. I do like that. Sneak them out and make it look like we're doing them a favor when we're doing ourselves a favor. Before the Fifth Blight and the arrival of the hero Ferelden, Haven was occupied by cultists who worshipped a dragon. Once they believed to be Andraste reborn, both the cultist and the dragon were long gone by the time the Chantry arrived to build the Temple of the Sacred Ashes, but there may still be undiscovered passages in the mountains containing their relics. With a concerted search effort, it might be possible to unearth something useful to the Inquisition.
Let's see what we have.
In your heart shall burn.
The best of the mages are ready, Herald. Be certain you are prepared for the assault on the breach. We cannot know how you will be affected.
I don't think I want to rush into that yet.
When there was no sky maker, you were the sky. When there was no earth,
Mages. Lovely.
They should have this breach sealed soon enough.
I suppose their gold's spent as well as anyone else's.
And what are we supposed to do, exactly?
What you always do. Complain.
We've already spoken with Commander Cullen. No one listens. We want better quarters. We want the Templars kept at a distance. And some respect for...
This is not the Circle. You mages are our allies, not our wards. Act like it.
How are we supposed to...
Deal with it. It never ends, evidently.
You don't need to tell me that.
I just don't know who told them I'm the one to yell at.
Is it that bad?
The mages are here as equals. They need to get used to what that means. It is your doing, after all. You created this alliance.
Well, I hope it works. What other choice do we have?
Oh. I do sound like I'm blaming you, don't I? I don't disapprove. In fact, you did well. You made a decision when it needed to be made. And here we are. I wish I could say this was my doing.
You're flattering me.
I'm not. This always happens. Nobody ever takes my meaning.
You should see your face.
I'm thinking less flattering things now. Let's hope the breach has your sense of humor.
Cassandra's fun. This blade though. That's a heckin' blade.
Yes?
I have some more questions.
Why am I not surprised?
Tell me about your brother.
I would prefer not to speak of Anthony. Another time, perhaps.
You don't seem to like your homeland much.
My family polluted it for me. Another time, then.
Yes, another time. You've already told me about that. And there's Varric.
The Mage Rebellion joins the Inquisition. I've got to admit that's a twist I didn't see coming. One thing you saw in the future worries me. I mean, it was all bad. But red lyrium and Ferelden, infecting people and growing out of them, that's bad. Finding more of it really punches a hole in my red lyrium at the temple was a coincidence theory.
How long does it take for red lyrium to grow? How fast can it spread?
It took years to infect people in Kirkwall, but no one there was actually ingesting the stuff. This Elder One managed to take the worst thing I can think of and make it worse. That's an accomplishment.
We can't leave a single piece of that lyrium out in the wild.
I'm with you on that. I've got people trying to find out where the red stuff came from. I think maybe we should make that a priority. But that's enough doom and gloom. You just won a big victory for the Inquisition. What are you going to do to celebrate?
I was planning to put my feet up, maybe grab a nap. You?
Whatever I do, it'll be as far from Cassandra as I can get. Things should be calm around here for at least the next hour. Take a moment to enjoy it. If the world's about to end, I'm sure the Seeker will let us know.
Hanging out with all the people at the base.
Well, that's mages all over. So many robes, I bet all of Ferelden lost their curtains. I'll just be the other side of Haven, just in case.
Do you have a problem with our new allies? With mages?
No problem with mages. I mean, you know some that are alright. My problem is magic. If mages sat on their hands, everything would be fine. I mean, yay, freedom. Great for them. Over there, away from me.
You apparently have a lot of friends. Tell me about your network.
It's not mine, right? I mean, it is, but it's also everyone. Everyone who wants to shove it to nobles who hide behind gold and silks. And hats, I guess.
Is Red Jenny real? Or was she always just you and your friends?
Dunno.
Don't you care?
Not if it works. I mean, Red is scary because Blooch. And Jenny is... Look, nobody fears the bunch of people who do random stuff. And besides, it's easy. Nobles want a bogeyman because they need to believe normal people can't get at them. Numbers, right? It don't have to be complicated.
It seems like it should be more complicated than that.
That's why you be bad at it and why I'm here. You don't want to play, don't play. That's simple too.
We'll talk another time.
It's all good, isn't it?
So we have gained the mages. Excellent. They should be able to seal the breach. You are certain you experienced time travel? Could it have been an illusion? A trick of the Fade?
Dorian was sure. Impossible as it seems.
What an amazing gift. It is vital the Inquisition succeed to avoid the future you witness.
I'm surprised you're not more interested in your own future.
I know enough. If that future happened, then I, and Cassandra, Cullen and the rest, failed to stop this Elder One. Speaking of which, you should ready yourself.
For?
This Elder One. You have now interfered with his plans twice. Once at the Temple of Sacred Ashes, and now again at Redcliffe. A being who aspires to godhood is unlikely to ignore such an affront.
This is a good point. He be making some solid points. Dorian!
The Inquisition supports free mages. What's next? Elves running Hallam Sharal? Cows milking farmers?
Give me time. I'm sure I'll surprise you.
I suspect that's untrue. Unless strip yourself naked and allow the Chantry to flog you into repentance. Now, that would surprise me. I do wonder if you've considered what this support of yours will do. For mages in general, I mean. The Inquisition is seen as an authority. You've given southern mages license to, well, be like mages back home.
What would be wrong with that exactly?
Nothing, at first. Thing is, the Imperium was once just like the South. Templars, proper circles, all that rot. Then it changed, by inches. Not that this is reason to oppress us. Still, my homeland should be a cautionary tale, not a source of inspiration.
Have you gone to see Alexius yet? He's in the cells.
No. I saw him before they locked him up. He looked despondent, broken. Not the man I remember, nor the one I want to. I suppose the Inquisition will judge him eventually. I wonder if there's any chance they'll show him mercy. He hardly deserves it, but for Felix's sake. I can't help hoping there's something left of the man I once knew.
You know what? I haven't made the jar of bees. I mean, that's a pretty good.
If Segra can get what I mean, I'll pay the bastard myself.
Can I upgrade my bees? Apparently I need a carton of blood lotus. Hello, Sky. Well, I mean, the cells are down here. I wonder if I can talk to him. I mean, at least I think these are the cells. I guess not. Huh.
Magic exists to serve man and never to rule it. Foul and corrupt are they who have taken his gift and turned it.
I think I'll call it a short day. Let's see who's doing things. Yes. Is dun 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 dun. Nope. Nope. Don't need to be opening Discord. Minimize that. I was gonna go raid. And away we go. Whoosh.